let me transfer you.
Switch to Farm Bureau Insurance today and get real service instead of getting really tangled up. For auto, home, life, and health, get the membership advantage. Get Farm Bureau Insurance.
Well, obviously it's a big game for us, and we're excited that it's here. And, this team's excited to get on the bus and go to Charlottesville Friday to see how we stack up against the Cavaliers.
Thank you. Questions for Coach?
Hey, Latrell, what are your feelings personally going into this game as a first-time head coach? Anxiety, confident, something in between?
Not really. I mean, I think a lot of people have asked me, Latrell, how much pressure is there on you? And I told them, I think I'm the only one that can put pressure on me. So, there's no pressure, and I feel good about my team. I feel good about my staff. And like I told you the other night, I can't wait to work with these guys.
Do you think that you, based on your experience, do you rely on your assistants perhaps more than your bosses relied on assistants?
I don't know. I mean, when Dave was here, obviously Dave made the final decision, but, we all did a lot of things together. I think that's a mark of a good head coach is being able to make the final decision, but, trusting your staff to make sure they can help you make decisions. So, I wouldn't say that I lean on them any more than my other bosses have leaned on me, but I just think it's a situation where we make decisions together.
Is it a positive for you to be going into a place where you're familiar? You've worked at UVA. Is it positive to have your first road experience at a place where you've been, or is that maybe weird or no different?
No, I don't think it's a positive. I think it's just a normal situation. I think I'm going into Charlottesville, and they're going to treat me just like any other coach who would come in there to try to play. But I had a great season in Charlottesville despite our record, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of the people there.
When you left Hampton, did you see this day coming? Was it no question this is what you wanted to do?
Well, I thought I'd be playing for football for the rest of my life. That was my plan, as most college athletes are, but obviously that didn't work out. And, I was in a situation where I was fortunate, to be around good people, and I got the opportunity to go back to Fork Union and start my career there. And, I guess, the story's a story from then on.
From Fork Union, you want to be a head coach?
I think when you're in this business, we all want to be at the top of the game. I wanted to coach in a major conference. I got that opportunity at Tennessee and at Virginia, and I think the next step is, obviously wanting to try to run your own program.
How do you feel your team is ready? Just after all the work you guys have put in leading up to this week and actually putting the game plan in and all that stuff, how ready do you guys feel?
Well, we're not a finished product by any means. We've got improvements to make. There are a lot of things that we still need to fix, between today and tomorrow and Saturday, but I feel like these guys have worked. They've put in the time, and we'll see how it all shakes out on Saturday.
Will Kevin Grayson play?
I'm expecting Kevin to play. Kevin, like I said, he banged his knee up, and he's been out there running around, and we expect Kevin to be able to go on Saturday. I think it'll be a game-time decision, but myself and his teammates are expecting him to go. And the biggest thing is Kevin's expecting to go.
How's the offensive line look this year? I know you lost 4 starters from last year's team. How is it looking so far?
They've improved. We're still a work in progress. Obviously this spring we struggled some. We're playing right now with 4 guys that weren't even here in the spring, so it's a totally different offensive line than it was in the spring. And I think this group has come together and gelled, and we're a lot better than we were. But just like in anything, we still have progress to make. The more these guys get the opportunity to play together, the better off we'll be as a team.
Do you take any heart going into the opener from the results from last season? You guys, Richmond beats Duke, William and Mary goes to Virginia and wins there. Does that give you any more confidence going into this weekend?
I've been on both sides of this game. I've been down as an assistant and beat Duke. I've been at Virginia and lost to William and Mary, so I know, what these types of games entail. I think when you have teams like Richmond, people don't take teams like this leery. I think the whole App State Michigan thing, a few years back, has made everyone leery of FCS teams. And I think just, these kids know that they have the opportunity to win a game like this if they do the right things. And I think, on the flip side, Virginia also knows that, if they don't play well, then, they could lose.
As an offensive guy, is it kind of fun putting a game plan together to go play a team that has nothing to go on with you? Mike knows your personnel largely, but he has no idea what plays you have, what kind of stuff you're going to do. Is that kind of fun to come up with?
I don't know that it's fun. I wish we knew a little bit more. But I think the thing about it is, it's a chess match, and obviously, the first couple series, both teams will feel each other out. But we feel like we're more than capable of executing our game plan, and we're sure that Coach Reed's going to have a great defensive game plan. I think it's just going to be a matter of wills, and the team that makes the least amount of mistakes will win.
Mike was a very energetic sideline presence during games, and Dave Clawson was a little bit more reserved. On that scale, where are you going to be? Have you given that any thought?
You've seen me in practice. What do you think?
More energetic sideline presence.
I think I have a focus to do whatever my team needs. I think I want these kids to mirror my personality in a lot of ways, in all the positive ways. We laugh and joke as a team all the time, about how much these guys are like me. I want these guys to talk like me, and I want these guys to talk like our coaches, and I want us to use the same language that's important to us. That lets us know that these guys are locked into us and paying attention. So, we have a lot of different personalities on our staff, and a lot of these kids mirror a lot of them. And if they mirror my intensity, that'll be a great situation. But everyone gets ready for games in different ways.
Coach, can you just give your thoughts on Mike London as a coach and a person there on the other sideline?
Mike London is one of the classiest people that you'll ever meet. Obviously, not many people can say bad things about Mike, if you really know the man. And obviously he's proven himself as a really good football coach. He came into this situation and took Richmond, somewhere that we didn't take him before we left. So obviously hats off to him. But, just like I said, Mike's a class act, and I look forward to playing against him.
Has this week for you, as a head coach, been anything different than you thought it would be? And I'm not talking about I'm talking about the outside stuff like this today and all the other stuff, to where you're having to think about not one part of the team, but the entire part.
No, I expected it, and I think it's kind of gone as it's gone, since we got here in January. It's a whole part type situation. Obviously, I can't just coach the receivers. I can't just worry about the offense. I've got to spend time on offense, defense, and special teams, and I've got to, help the people, the operations people around here get things ready for games. So it's a whole part deal. But I want to have my fingerprint on everything because, if there's anyone to blame for any result, I want it to be me.
If you had your presence, would waiting till 6 o'clock at night to get the game going on Saturday be it, or?
No, we'd kick that thing off at noon if we could. But obviously we have television that we have to deal with. But I think these kids are tired of playing against each other and they're ready to go.
So you don't have a trip to Monticello planned for Saturday morning or anything?
No, we're going to hang out in Richmond actually Friday as long as we can. We're going to spend time here, and our travel plans really won't get us to Charlottesville until 7:30 on Saturday night, because we feel as long as we can keep these kids in their home surrounding, that's the best thing for us.
So you're not going to the women's soccer game at Virginia?
Well, you know what? We were going to try to work it out, and it's just based on the way that we practice. I don't think that we'll get there until 7:30. I think, had Mike DeGeorge told us a little bit sooner, we could have changed our travel plans and got there. But we like to support all of our teams, and it's just one of these situations that it just doesn't work out because of our travel plans. But if somehow, some way, the bus driver can get us there before the soccer game's over, we'll definitely stop by.
Coach, a remark or two about your quarterback play so far in preseason.
Obviously, it was a very good competition. I think Aaron and John both did a great job, and we based it on a few things. Leadership qualities. Who had the ability to move the team. A guy that just did the right thing in the huddle all the time. And I don't think that there's any negative on John that he's not the starter. I think when it came down to it, Aaron just displayed a few more things that we felt like he deserved the opportunity to start at Virginia.